So say you've made a game and things are looking great, but you want it to stay strong. You know, one of those games that we call timeless, because for decades or more they have a hardcore community that has never looked back. So what is it that helps a game reach this status of immortality? How do games with dated engines and older gameplay mechanics stay on top? It all has to do with psychology and strategy. To discuss the two main different strategies for this goal, we're going to use two well-known games in the PC market that I feel take absolutely opposite approaches to this strategy. Yeah, I'm about to compare Garry's mod to Call of Duty, and it's gonna be fun. Making a game live forever actually isn't as hard as it seems, given you already have a game. That's the hard part. But it is a major investment for a company, because it makes a major sacrifice in the process, either way you go. Let's look at two games for example. Garry's mod, Call of Duty. How do they stay on top after so much time? Garry's mod is the ultimate example to set when it comes to a game that just won't die. It wasn't designed to do as well as it ultimately did. Garry's mod was, well, a mod for the source engine that, along with many other source engine mods, became a standalone game. If you're not familiar, Garry's mod takes a very laid-back approach to what a game actually can be. It leaves everything to the player. Everything. You choose a map, grab some tools, spawn in whatever you can imagine, using the power of Valve's famous first game engine. There is no boundaries, and the single most important thing about Garry's mod is that it has an endless modding community that adds millions of new items, vehicles, tools, people, animations, scripts, and some very questionable content to the game. Garry's mod is constantly updated for free and sets no limitations on players after purchase. Enter Call of Duty, with its yearly releases on arguably less dated technology, but that's up for debate. The game made its debut in 2003 and smashed records on its way to the mainstream. Through remaking the same base game and requiring yet another purchase each year, Call of Duty has amassed an impressive 250 million sales. This corporate franchise truly can print money, and everyone knows its name. But here's the interesting thing. Garry's mod has sold somewhere between 10 and 20 million copies. Impressive, but not even close to the 25 times higher sale count than Call of Duty. But we're missing something. To determine profit, we don't simply find the revenue, we have to factor in costs. And oh my, does Call of Duty have its costs? Estimates for the price of developing your average Call of Duty game reaches $50 million, and that's before marketing. Factor that in and we're looking at a spicy $200 million per game. The cost of Garry's mod was the time to make it, which was significantly less to say the least. Both games have massive followings, both have survived the test of time, and both are timeless. They both show a significantly different way to do the goal we stated at the start of this video, to become immortal. Garry's mod uses its community to achieve this goal. The game itself, while it still updates and improves, takes a laid-back approach and lets the community run wild. This leads to thousands of videos and millions of views on Garry's mod, with friends doing absolutely ridiculous things. Ideas are the currency of Garry's mod, and there's no shortage. The game is a sandbox in the same way that made games like Minecraft, Roblox, and others explode into popularity. These games depend on the community, and as such, feel like a more cohesive community at that. They discuss modding and build tools for others to use, make videos and challenges for one another, and that keeps them alive. Call of Duty stands almost as far to the opposite side of the spectrum as it can. It uses a refresh cycle, reselling the game year after year with marginal improvements to keep players wanting to try the new game and bringing back a wave of success each time. Where Garry's mod is kept afloat by ranges of thousands of people writing scripts and creating content for free, Call of Duty has its studio do far less than slap a $60 price tag on it. And that's okay. Both games have different audiences and both business models work. But the difference is, the word timeless. If the developers were to stop, the game were not to be touched again, who would be left standing longer? What could be more easily replaced? I'll let you argue that in the comments. But remember, these strategies apply to more games than you would think and aren't affected by the genre. For example, Animal Crossing follows the same marketing strategy as Call of Duty, and I'd say they aren't too similar. Hunting bugs and hunting humans have different ramifications. And also, a company could turn Call of Duty into a system like Garry's mod easily, but it's not that simple. When you allow modding of a game, it becomes far easier to cheat and destroys the seamless matchmaking systems that Call of Duty depends on. Most casual gamers would get frustrated with a conflicting mod list, or accidentally breaking their game with a mistaken file. I mean, has anyone here ever tried playing multiplayer Hearts of Iron 4? It isn't pretty. Some companies simply ignore modders. Some embrace them. Some persecute them, like Rockstar has shown in recent times. But allowing your community to play with your game and turn it into their own may just be what it takes to make it live forever. Or, alternatively, you could throw a few $1 million at it, or hundreds of millions of dollars at it. That's your call.